Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. Hello, hello, is anybody there? All right, good, good. You can hear me, excellent. Yeah, we're having some tech difficulties tonight. My PC, for whatever reason, has decided to start doing some kind of an update just out of nowhere. I already updated the software earlier, and then out of nowhere, it just decided to start running some kind of diagnostics. And now it's barely operating. So if the system crashes and it shuts down in the middle, it is what it is. So hopefully it'll be on. It'll stay on tonight. But yeah, in case you can't tell, I'm a little frustrated about that. Dealing with some annoying stuff around here. But we're going to make the best of it. We're going to make today a good show, right? So let me welcome you folks in. Nutty, good to see you. Let me put the music back on quietly, I guess. Just for a little bit longer. But yes, welcome in, Nutty. Welcome in, Capricorn NJ. Rudy Iraheda, good to see you. Fiona's mom. Edna B, good to see you. Yeah, you got a channel. If any of my mods, you can post a link to Edna's channel. That's fine. If any of the mods would like to post a link to a channel, that's fine by me. Christy Claw, welcome in. Welcome in, right? It's who's the queen right now? Who's the queen of Gorlworld? Who's taking the crown today? Welcome in, Eliza. Welcome in, JB. Good to see you. Yes, everybody, please be sure to hit like and subscribe. Welcome in, Shorty Eve, Evadon, hello. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody coming in here. Hopefully I'm got caught up. Yeah, Christy, you understand what it's like. It's something, I don't even know what the heck's going on. It's something with Apple where it's running some kind of a hard drive cleanup or something in the background. And I don't know why it's running it now, considering the PC's been on for hours and it didn't run it then, but it just decides to run it now in the middle of the evening when I absolutely need the computer to be working. All right, so welcome in, Norma Bell. Hopefully you're having a good evening. Welcome in, everybody. So we've got a few different videos tonight. We've got Rosie, who I think is maybe still live. We've got catching up with ALR, catching up with Foodie. My apologies for my nose being a little bit stuffy today. There's a heck of a lot of pollen out there. 1 second, let me clear my... But yeah, between being a little stuffy-nosed and the software updates, I'm a little bit annoyed right now. So maybe I'll take it out on these obnoxious Gorls. Okay, so it's a toss-up. I think we should maybe start with... If Rosie is still live, we might start with her, try to catch the end of her live. And then we might go on to Amber, find out, catch up on her and Tommy, and then we're going to go on to Foodie. I know I've been covering mostly Glitter and Lasers and Rosie lately. I still want to continue to cover Rosie. But Foodie has been so disgusting. I haven't even realized how bad she was till I looked into her myself recently. She has been awful. She's using a disabled child to raise money. She said she was going to give the money to the child. Then she disappears. You find her in the fancy luxury hotel now, apparently in Qatar, which is 1,000 miles from Syria. So apparently she took the money from Foodie, from the money that was raised for the disabled girl and just spent a lot of it. We've got Amber being a complete narcissistic psycho with her feeder girlfriend. It's like there's just so much drama right now. There's just so much drama right now. So we're going to split it up. We're going to cover a little bit of everybody. So I think we're going to start with Rosie first, because I think she's still live. So let me check to see if she is or she's not. Yeah, she is. Okay, let's check out Rosie. I watched a little bit of her live earlier. I know that she had some porn or corn, I should say, some corn pictures leaked recently. All right, let's get started. Big Rose.
You're good, nicotine.
Thank you, Nutty. Glad you like it. I picked that one off for recent live.
Okay, Carmela.
All right, we got one vote against Foodie.
We got a steel facial.
She's just evil. This is
Nice.
maybe the worst thing she's ever done. Might be the worst.
Honest.
She's made it to Montreal now.
I'm actually really excited
Welcome
to
in,
get my
Yellow.
nails done tomorrow. That was so nice of Seattle. She did not have to
It's
do
disgusting.
that.
Yeah, it is just the worst. It is just the worst.
I'm like actually really excited about that. I can't decide if I want to get my nails done or get a pedicure.
Here's what we could do. We could watch Rosie and we can complain about Foodie. We can do both. Rosie recently had her Corn Pictures released,
You got
dropped,
prescribed
whatever.
Zoloft today. I hope it works. I hope it works for you too. I had a really, I don't think I had a good experience with Zoloft, if I remember correctly.
Oh, unmedicated
Cupcake for
BPD.
right now.
That's
I'm not
Amber's
in the
line. She keeps talking about it. She's
I don't
unmedicated
know.
BPD.
Um,
Just so excited, folks. There's
It's
so much to cover
August.
tonight. It's feast or famine in Gorlworld. It really is.
So it's
This
like
week there's just
summery,
too much.
fall-ish time.
What's up, Jizzo? Oh, I hope you're making something tasty. Thank you for coming
I
in.
just got Jelix and love it. I think I'm gonna get acrylic. Yeah.
Yes, Christy. They're all linked together. I'm having trouble remembering all the details. I'm just trying to give everything at once, but thank you. Yes, apparently Amber and Rosie have been
Hello, Sky
talking behind
Blue.
the scenes. There wasn't much to it, but apparently Amber told Rosie.
I like to get short acrylic nails.
I'm going to mute her for just a
Oh,
second.
steam facial. That makes.
Told Rosie that Emily and her were still together. Emily, Tommy, same person. I know the names get confusing. Also heard sometimes called Slami. But apparently Rosie, or not Rosie, Amber is sprung over this Tommy chick and cannot get enough. It's toxic love. And what about you folks? Why do you think she's so
I only
sprung
like
over
short
Tommy?
nails. I like rounded, squared, short acrylic nails. That was
Listen,
really
welcome in.
nice
If I
of
missed
her.
anybody
That gives me
coming
to
in, my
look forward
apologies.
to. A maroon color.
Unregulated, unmedicated BPD.
I'm thinking like I want to go like sunshine yellow vibes.
Yes, Elise,
before
let's
summer's
expose
over.
this crap. Let's
I
expose
want to go
these.
like sunshine yellow, maybe a
liars.
little pinky vibe. Like
100.
do a couple different things on a couple different nails. I know that's not technically like full vibes, but I feel like I'm.
So Rosie's kind of just, I'm actually gonna, if anybody's keeping watch with the live, I want to go back and show the part in the beginning where she was
Going
crying.
through content that I don't want to ever see again.
Here where she
There's
talks
just-
about her content. I think this is the most interesting part of the live. She talks about how her X-rated content was released, and she's so upset about it. And I think this brings up an important point. If the content was beautiful, if it was glamorous, if it was nude, but it was artistic, if she was looking beautiful and she felt confident in her appearance, she wouldn't be so upset about it being released. I have not looked at this content. I don't know what it is, but I can only imagine. It's got to be some ugly, nasty, disgusting stuff. And that's the reason she doesn't want to share.
I didn't even really want to, like, no offense, Jordy, I didn't want to watch the content. I was just trying to find the fucking evidence. All I've heard and seen is hearsay. So, like, even if it's while I'm live right now, if someone can forward the proof to me, like, actual proof, not just, like, Oaks and the username and shit like that, but, like, actual proof it's Emily, I want to see it. Because I don't trust that bitch. I hate that bitch. Like, I've always made that clear. And,
Jizzo, I mean, I was hoping we could draw it out a little bit longer, but that's basically my opinion too. I think Tommy's just the just decent, first decent looking girlfriend Amber's had in a while, and she just that's when you're used to dealing with people who aren't all that, when you get somebody who actually looks okay, you're gonna hold on to them.
she recently, I guess, blocked me on Instagram.
And yeah, also the masculine
So,
element too. She likes that.
I find it hard to believe without
Elise,
proof
great
that it's her,
point.
because
I heard about that as well. And some of Rosie's mods allegedly left in a dispute with Rosie because she refuses to age restrict her videos in any way. And I was not aware that Saji does, and I'm glad she does, because Saji's content is very much adult oriented. She's engages in sex work, to put it nicely. So I think it's, respect to her if she's age restricting the content. I think that's good. I think that's a great thing, and I can respect that. So I wish Rosie would do the same.
Because I've seen how Gorlworld runs with shit. Because at the end of the day, like,
I saw that too, Elizu. Yes.
Timestamp wise, that happened on, I think, like July 20th.
Craziness.
Like, right around July 20th.
Welcome in, Fallen Angel.
So it was like before me and Amber started talking. That was like, wow.
I don't really go on Twitter much, and I'm glad I don't, because that's the kind of stuff I do not want to see. If I was on Twitter, I'd have like the safe search filter on. So maybe that would protect me. Rosie said that she keeps the safe search filter on, but the pictures were censored to an extent. But yes, getting back on that point, the reason why Rosie is so upset about this content being released is because it's degrading content. It sounds like it's degrading content. It doesn't sound like it's glamorous stuff.
They were still secretly dating, if I remember correctly, if my timelines are right. Like, and she would have known who I was. So that night, I ended up
the mods that left Rosie,
like, scrolling through Tumblr and realizing that, like, this is not an isolated incident. This is not like an isolated post. So I was scrolling through content that I don't want to ever see again until I literally just, like, burst into tears trying to
content she never wants to see again. I can understand she never wants to see it again, but I think that, and I can accept people are young, they make bad decisions. I like to give people a chance to forgive and make amends and do better and all that. But Rosie had to have understood, at least on some level, when she made that content, that it was going to be public. It wasn't, like she made some pictures and sent them to her boyfriend and he shared them on the internet. This isn't revenge porn. You know what I mean? This isn't like personal pictures that were shared. This was made and distributed publicly to make money. This was not, any kind of exclusive material. So I think I just don't know why she's so shocked that the publicly available content she made is available publicly.
Report posts and getting them taken down.
I can understand why she doesn't like it, but I'm surprised that it's taken this long for it to come out, considering it was already public.
And, like, I've been in the center of, like, situations and shit where, like, I've done something wrong or I've done something to, like, contribute.
Wow.
Because,
welcome to Save the Nation. Always good to see you. Thank you so much.
I'm definitely not perfect, but in this situation, I didn't do anything wrong.
Small victories.
And, it's just...
You think they, most like porn, they charge you to see it. You think that would be the opposite. Like they would send you those pictures and be like, if you don't pay us $20 a month, we're going to keep these pictures up and we're going to keep posting them every day until you pay us. And I don't mean Rosie. I mean, that's what they're going to tell people. Like we're going to keep putting these in your feed every day until you pay us to stop. Welcome in, Tucker and Press.
It's just like, it's just crazy because, like, the way this got launched was using the post about me. Like, that's how this post started. Chris.
Oh, Emily had those pictures, apparently? No. Well, that's right. That's right. Now I remember. It was Emily's account that allegedly posted this picture. That's a detail that maybe not everybody here is aware of, and I forgotten about that for a moment. Rosie is saying that this picture, this graphic, sexual pornographic picture of hers was posted by an account that she believed is Emily, Amber's ex. Now, she spoke to Amber and Amber said, no, it's not her. But apparently Rosie's not really sure. She thinks it is still. If it is, that's pretty wild that she would be posting that kind of stuff. This is a great still of Rosie if anybody wants to get a still of this girl.
They included text. Right. So my question to that, Emmy, is I did see that, but my question is, when that happened, wouldn't they have been physically together? And that would not have been recent, right? That would have been a post from a long time ago. So how can we know the post that was on there is the same post? And I'm not saying this to defend anybody. Fuck that bitch from left to right. And I told Amber what I think about the possibility of them getting back together privately. She
Oh,
knows
wow.
how I feel, and I gave her my thoughts.
Oh, so Amber, we're gonna watch that a little bit later. And Amber talks about how bad her quote breakup was with Emily. Apparently, Emily had porn of like some huge, like hyper obese woman who needed a breathing machine or something, according to Fiona's mom here. I wasn't aware of that detail. Maybe that hyper obese woman with the breathing machine, maybe that was Rosie. Maybe that's the reason Amber and Rosie have like been in, because Emily's been like, like gooning to Rosie's pics. She likes them, really big and immobile, right?
Thoughts on it, and I told her I wasn't gonna harp on it, and I wasn't gonna like push it on her, because I want her to not fuck with someone that fucking insane.
Yeah, Amber, I believe that Amber is wants to get some of Rosie's new clout, because Rosie's the hot new flavor in Gorlworld. Amber is the most established, but she's you could say she's peaked. That's a good way to put it. Amber's peaked as far as Gorlworld. At least I think she has. I don't think she can go much higher. Rosie's on the up and up. Amber wants to steal some of Rosie's momentum. I think that's what it is. And also, of course, just use her as somebody else to trauma dump, another quote ally to have in the Gorlworld wars.
I need to calm down. You have to scroll a bit to see it, to be honest. I just saw a screenshot, and I did scroll around on Tumblr, but I didn't.
She's throwing herself
Emily
into
is
Gorlworld.
self-harm. I agree with that.
Throwing herself with both legs.
When people warn you about what you put on the internet, fucking listen.
Oh, wow. And she said there, when people warn you about what you put on the internet, to be fair, that's true. But in fairness, this was Rosie. From my understanding, Rosie was contracted to do pornography. She had like a whole contract where she was basically making an entire career out of this. She was like making a full-time income from doing porn. It's not like she did some photos once, made a bad decision, had a boyfriend who pressured her into it, or maybe she was desperate for money. She had a bad circumstance where she did this one time and regrets it. This was like her whole career. Like, she was working at a hoe house. She had clients, in call, out call, all that kind of stuff. She was doing these. She had a contract with some company producing this stuff. The woman in Florida who was like the biggest producer of feeder corn was the one she was working with. I covered that in that video I did exposing her feeder history. She was like big into that stuff for a long time. So for her to be so shocked that it's out there, she was doing everything she could to get it out there and publicize it for years, I believe.
I just didn't care. I hated myself so much. And I degraded myself
yes, I did.
So much.
Exactly, Capricorn. Thank you.
I was so desperate for validation.
She was a volunteer at a hoe house.
And just knowing that the circles, these photos are going around, and I don't know.
I gotta tell you that if you don't know that story, I gotta share it. She talks about how she used to go to quote sex parties. That she used to just go to these parties, as she called them. But she said they were a lot of fun and she really enjoyed it. Turns out that men were being charged to get in. That's a hoe house. That's not a sex party. That's a hoe house. When the men are paying to get in there, that's a hoe house. And if she was volunteering there, well, I mean, hopefully she got some community service hours for it.
How hard the farms did, because it wasn't hard for me to find more. And I'm pissed off because I'm probably just giving them what they want right now, but it's just being real.
Rosie, you've done everything you can to make this happen. I really, on some level, I believe that Rosie likes to be a victim. I think that she kind of, I remember the other day, somebody in chat posted something about her pics. And she said, oh, I would hate for those pics to get out and how much it would really bother me and how disgusting you would be if you posted them. And she's really talked a lot about how these pics exist and how they're out there. And if people look for them, they could find them. Like when Foodie kind of doxed herself the other day and the way Rosie kind of doxed her new boyfriend, it just feels kind of performative. Like she's kind of putting it out there and then, she's like, oh, but don't peek. Don't press this button. That kind of a performative stuff. Well, I'm being nice, Elisa. I'm being nice about it. That's all. This is upset about the pictures getting out.
So.
Well, she was working, I guess. She thought, somebody else was charging.
So I would like.
That's like a good philosophical question. If somebody else was charging, but she wasn't getting paid, I guess technically you're right. But that's a good philosophical question. That should be like a question on like on the SAT.
To see whatever the proof is, like preferably
ACT,
a little censored, so like I'm not seeing like disgusting shit said about me or whatever.
They're already out there, right?
Like to know. So if someone emails me what that proof is and lets me know in the chat, I'll check my iPad. But
that's a good point, actually. I don't really see a lot of tears either. I'm not trying to say that she's not at all upset, but I do feel that she's exaggerating how upset she actually is. I do think she kind of enjoys the attention in a way, as crazy as that sounds.
Yeah, Taylor, I'm really upset about it. Thank you, Seattle.
Yeah, I agree, Norma Bell. The pics may be nasty, but they're already out there, Rosie. They've been out there. And think about it like this, too. Anybody who's seen those pics, who wants to see them, is gonna like them. And the rest of us are going to do everything we can to not look at them. So really, I don't know what she's so upset about. Because like anybody, like they've already been seen by the people who actually want to see them. And the people who don't want to see them aren't going to look. So it's not going to really matter that they get out. Like unless she feels bad for the people who have to see them. In which case, it's very magnanimous of her. It's very humanitarian.
Yeah, I regret it so much. I regret my time in feudalism so much.
As much as I don't want to harp on Rosie too much, I did that video the other day where Veronica, I quoted that stream Veronica had, where she described how Rosie was essentially kicked out of feederism, got herself kicked out of feederism for getting in a dispute with the producer who made the content, who had her under contract. Then she demanded that all of her videos be taken down, even though she'd already been paid to make them. There's a lot more to this. And I could certainly sympathize with Rosie not liking that the content's out there. But the other elements of her story are less sympathetic. She's a baked potato.
So, yeah.
I'm sorry, Elisa.
It's just, the situation sucks. If you guys want to know what's happening, if you're just coming in, I just went live. I'd recommend starting from the beginning and putting it on 2x speed, because I'm not going to rehash everything over and over and just rip the wound open wider.
And that's something also, just to get a little bit more philosophical for a second. I kind of mentioned this earlier, but even though maybe I come across as a bit of a prude sometimes, I don't automatically think all nude pictures, all type of sexual content is automatically bad, is automatically, nobody should make any. I'm not going to say that. I think that there could be like glamorous and very, I don't want to say artistic, because that sounds too, I'm not that up my own ass. But I do believe there's room for like actual, like there's such a thing as like beauty. Like there could be a beautiful, like a beautiful pictorial, But what Rosie was making, there's nothing beautiful about it. It's like if somebody posed for some pictures when they were younger, and they looked very glamorous in those pictures, they really shouldn't be that ashamed of them, in my opinion. I don't think it's a shameful thing to have done like some nude photography. I think it's different if it's like very like XXX though. I think maybe that's a little bit more, a little different. And in Rosie's case, it's even worse than that because it's not even like it's content that like I don't think anybody would be proud of. All right, let's let it keep going here.
Thank you, Allison. It's just being weaponized for entertainment right now, and it sucks.
Oh, I heard about that. She said she would do it for $500 and do a cannonball for $500. At least
like
she was
I
straight
said,
up
that
about
quote, you know, people only see the
all these
decisions that we
girls,
made, not
all the
choices that we
girls are
had.
doing it now,
And
Christy.
when I made the decision to enter into those spaces and start doing those things, I was desperate, not only for attention and validation, but for money. My life situation had changed a lot.
She was desperate for attention, validation, and money. I could sympathize with that to an extent, but Rosie, you weren't, you know, it's not like you did it one time because you were desperate. You made a career out of it. Like you made an entire career out of this. Like you were living as a full-time hoe, as a full-time sex worker, as you would say it. Let's be delicate about it. You were living as a full-time sex worker for like what, a year, 2 years? And now you're gonna say, well, I didn't realize what I was. I mean, you jumped in with both feet and into the deep end of that pool. And now you're upset that you got a little wet.
Rosie, don't forget Emily knew of you before she got with Amber. Fuck.
Indeed, Eliza.
That is true.
Same with dear Fiona's mom. I've chosen not to, partly because it's a leaked photo. Like I also just feel like I'm not to be too not be off my high horse, but I feel there's a difference between pictures that are like released without somebody's permission and like pictures that like somebody releases themselves or is paid to make them. Like in Rosie's case, just to reiterate, these pictures or videos or whatever this content is that Rosie's so disturbed about was content that I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that she was paid to produce, that this was professionally made content. Well, professionally in quotes, but it was paid. She was paid to produce it. It wasn't something she did just for
I'm not giving
a
that
friend or a
Tumblr
lover or
more
whatever.
traffic. The information's out there. I'm not saying it.
She already said that there's a Tumblr that's likely owned by Amber's ex or current or on and off girlfriend, Emily, who apparently posted the obscene picture, but the picture was censored enough that it was able to stay up. Hot stuff tonight. Anybody catching up on Gorlworld? This is our potpourri night. Let me know what you think in the comments.
I'm not giving that information out.
We're going to have the ALR's video that we're going to run later. She cries for like 40 minutes. You maybe get 2 tears. Hey, that's very fair too. That is also a very fair point. Though I do think that maybe not beautiful, maybe a better word would be tasteful. I think that there's like a tasteful type of nude photography, and I think there's like a very grotesque form of nude photography. And I think that what Rosie was doing would fall more into the grotesque side of it. But I do agree that beauty is absolutely an eye of the beholder. There's not one definition of beauty. That's something I can't agree on.
Blows things out of proportion because it's like I really want to know. I want to know like factual based. Not just like, oh, there's Oak in the username and the content kind of aligns.
Oh, it's okay, Saving Nation. We're allowed to make jokes here.
It seems circumstantial to me, and I can't trust that because people be fucking crazy.
Well, let me add that since we're on that, saying that, just for the record, if anybody is watching, I don't hate Rosie. I talk a little tough about her sometimes, but I'd like to see her do better. And if she does do better, I'll probably talk about her a lot less. But until then, I'm going to call her out for some of these things that really are just, she knows better. She absolutely knows better.
Me and Amber are just friendly. You know, we just...
And it's okay to make a few
jokes.
Not
super close, we're just friendly. And regret is real.
Welcome in, Oranges. Good to see you.
But people
having a wonderful evening.
For salacious gossip's sake, today is not that. I don't really care, Emmy. This is not.
Sometimes,
This is not
sometimes it is just. I'll admit that sometimes that's just really dumb. Like just painting somebody naked and calling it art, like just because it's a naked woman. I could agree sometimes that's pretty silly too. So there's definitely a lot of questionable decisions going on in all sides of the
come on here and
the
talk
art
about
and
all the
sex
different
world.
drama. I don't give a shit.
The legit,
That's not what
illegit,
this live
legitimate,
is. This is
all
me to
sides
talk
of it.
about what I need to talk about.
It's very
and then
questionable
move the fuck on.
practices.
I just said that, Gerds. Yeah.
Oh, Amber or QLR or ALR? Because I believe it could be either one.
Thank you. I got your message. Thank you.
Well, I mean, I think there's a difference between like nude photography and like XXX rated porn. I don't want to get too sidetracked, but I think there is a difference. I mean, you're entitled to have your own opinion on that. We don't have to agree on that one. But I personally think it's there's kind of a dividing line between
yeah.
between the two.
Yeah, I told her. I mean, my past isn't hidden. It's out there.
Welcome in, Jerry. No problem.
I'm not trying to micromanage
Glad to have
topics
you.
of this chat. I'm just really overwhelmed and I don't want to talk about fucking Zachary Michael. I don't give a shit.
Oh,
don't
Rosie
care.
with the Rosie and Zachary Michael. What's up with Zachary Michael and Rosie? Because I don't. The truth, I'm sure, lies somewhere in the middle. Rosie claims that Zachary sent her unsolicited messages and was trying to con her into saying something and pretending they were going to and pretending to be friends and all this stuff. And then Zachary's side of it is that Rosie was sending him unsolicited messages and she was lying. And I'm not going to start taking sides on it, but I mean, does anybody have any, like a little more, like what do you folks think is like the actual, like, how do we split it down the middle? Because I mean, I'm more inclined to believe Zachary's side, but I don't want to just, you know, the truth is probably somewhere in between.
I don't want to talk about that. I'm allowed to not talk about shit when I don't.
Well, we can
give a
agree on
fuck.
that. That's for sure.
You know, like, and I'm not trying to be
agree on
like
that.
shitty towards you specifically, Stevie. It's just how I feel about it. Like, I've got way more important shit to worry.
Oh, and I think we could. And I don't know if anybody else will agree with me on this, but I don't like that people are sharing Rosie's pictures. I think it's immature. I think it's. I just think it's in very poor taste, even if it is legal, because they were not stolen. They were publicly made available originally, so it may be legal to share them. But I still think it's in poor taste, and I wouldn't do it.
About way bigger things to handle. It just doesn't matter to me, that petty shit. How
I'm
am
sorry,
I touching
Oranges.
the poo?
Hopefully you're okay. You're feeling better now. Oh wow, I got to look into it in more detail because I've only heard a little bit on the
Just because I want to know
surface.
the truth, Leah. Honestly, that's really all.
Welcome in,
boils down
Catsy.
to.
I don't know if I welcomed you in already.
So. Can you let us know one thing you're looking for?
So it was mostly just Rosie bothering him.
I'm not sure.
That's a very
know.
reasonable opinion. Because the way she described it, which I didn't believe for 1 second, she tried to say that he was sending her messages and trying to bait her into, and I just like, I don't know. Like, I know some reaction channels can be a little shady, but what she described was seemed a little bit much. Seemed a little bit like that she claimed that he was just out of nowhere trying to do this false fake friendship thing. And it just seemed like a bit much. But I don't really know a lot, so I don't want to talk too much about it. I don't really know the full story, so I got to look into it more. I mean, as far as the full stories go. But I do know some of the other stories. And let me tease something for later tonight. We're going to be covering, finally, going to be covering the finer points of Amber Lynn's breakup with Tommy, or her fake breakup with Tommy, or her actual breakup with the ongoing drama between her and Tommy. Her and Her and Emily. Oh, wow. Over an hour? No, I did not watch it yet. I can only watch so many videos, Elise. I watch a lot already. I will try to watch it.
Thank you, your name.
I'm sorry.
I appreciate you, Stevie. I'm not the one that hid you. I unhid you, just so you know.
Oh my goodness.
I appreciate my mods, but sometimes they just get very protective. So.
Oh, I appreciate that, Norma.
Yeah. I don't know.
He's getting cold by the time I drink it.
I just didn't really sleep last night. I was able to nap a little bit, so I'm a little more.
I've always been a believer that it's best to kind of take an extra day or two to like really get the full details before I come in. Like either I like to just come in on a live reaction or I like to wait an extra day or two to process it. But
Yeah.
okay, so this is basically the whole segment. This is basically the majority of what I wanted to cover on this live with Rosie. Let me go up to the end of it here where it's still live. Let's see what she's eating.
Bye, guys.
Oh, she's signing off.
I will
All right.
take a shot.
Perfect
for you.
timing.
Enjoyed my first live with it. Thank you. Thank you, Brenda.
All right, so she's signing
I
off.
will have a peaceful night.
Let's
Best
cover
of
some
all.
of the ALR drama.
Much
Because
love. Bye, everybody.
ALR is usually pretty boring, but she's actually been kind of interesting for once. So we are actually going to cover just a little bit of ALR for a change. And she's intertwined with Rosie. There's actually a whole I don't know if YouTube likes that word. A whole intertwined world of drama between these girls going on right now. So let me pull up the latest here. I got a great edit. Let me pull this up. All right, let me get it. 1 second. Okay. So I got this link from Apathetic Facts. Apathetic Facts makes some amazing videos. If you want to see something about Amber, definitely check this out. Sorry, Elise. I love her hair, though. It's pretty silly. Well, we're going to cover just a little bit of this one. I think this is pretty good. At least cover a little bit of it. But I do have a few other things I wanted to cover as well. But let's check this out. So here we go. I got this video from Apathetic Facts. It's a pretty short one. It's only about 10 minutes. And she talks here about their breakup with Emily.
Turning this into, I don't know if she let her out on purpose when you know you let her out because you left the door open is sick. Sick.
And just a few hours later, after spending some time with Mamalyn and her grandma and talking to Emily, this is the Amber that we got.
I was really debating on getting alcohol. I'm not gonna lie about it. There's a few things I want to talk about in this live. Tell me why I'm going pee. And yes, I'm literally admitting to this. I have my phone while I'm peeing and I just scroll TikTok, maybe saw 3 videos and there I am. And it's the TikTok of me saying how Emily ate and how she loved it pretty much.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm like, I don't even remember saying that. So why is your laptop so crusty, girl? You know what? My laptop is extremely crusty dusty, okay? I'm scared to clean it. The laptop that I had before this, I broke it from cleaning it. So now I'm scared to clean it. I was using just a Clorox wipe. I know that's crazy, use your brain, Amberlyn. It completely broke my laptop. I don't know if it was the liquid that seeped through. I don't know what happened, but now I'm scared. So what do? I don't know, but thanks for the money. Thanks for the super chat. Genuinely been in a relationship.
I had a different Amberlyn video I was covering that was actually better than this one. Let me find it.
The fact that it was so easy for Emily.
All right, here it is.
The minute we got
I got this confused. I had a different one from the same channel I wanted to cover. Okay, we're sharing this one instead. This was the one that I really wanted to cover, the one where she first talks about where she starts coming out here, where she starts crying and saying everything.
I have it on mute. I don't want to listen to it. I'm going to a saint and we need to interview her. You know what? I want to be interviewed. When is it my turn?
I'm sorry, folks.
But
I can't
no,
find the
none of
video
these
that I
reaction
wanted from
channels-
earlier. I had a video
want
from earlier I was
to
going to use, and I
put it
can't
in a
find it now.
light of, you know what? Amberlynn has done some things, but maybe for the first time,
Give me 1
she
second.
might actually be slightly a victim here. But no one wants to see it that way. When they once
Ah.
did. They once were trying to get me away from the feeder. But now it's like the roles are reversed. I don't want to do this. I regret not doing this with the whole Beck thing. But it's my turn to respond to exactly what Emily said. And I'm scared in the sense of like she has been threatening me. She's doing this whole dance of, if you shut up, I'll shut up. For 8 months of the time that we were in a relationship, I know you're watching. Hi.
Sorry, folks. Give me just 1 minute.
You were literally online.
I cannot find the video that I had earlier.
Humiliating me and hurting me while we were in a relationship. You were doing it anonymously, but
I'm
also
so angry that I don't have the
me.
video I wanted.
So hardcore.
I don't know what happened. I had a video from earlier. I had a really good edit that covered everything. I think it was from Apathetic Facts even. I just cannot find it.
People were actually truly believing we weren't together. And I had to keep my mouth shut.
She was
Why?
crying. It was
Because
such a good
one,
video. I don't know what happened to
I
it.
literally loved you. I finally said, this is my last straw. You're threatening me? Life would be so much easier if you were just honest. Guess what? I am being honest. And that's what makes this easy for me. Thank you. The fact.
Crap. All right, sorry, folks. Let me load the other one up. This is going to crap already. This is a disaster. All right, where's the I'm just going to put this on for a second until I can find the other video. Because I had it on a playlist and I don't know where it went. Does anybody have a link to like a good edit? Because I do not know which of these to even show. I cannot find the one I wanted to show. Does anybody have a link to a good edit? I lost the one I want. Oh crap, it's not on the stage anymore. Sorry. Does anybody have a link to a good edit? Because I cannot find the one I wanted to show. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know what the heck happened. I had one that I found from earlier and I lost it.
Around looking for her, walking through fields and in between houses around my house and through the snow. Amberlynn would go on the drives.
No, we're back now. Yeah, I lost it. I had an edit I was going to show earlier and I lost it. I don't know what the heck I'm going to do now.
I didn't. I can't walk in snow.
We're just going to show this one, I guess. I don't know what the heck I'm going to do. I might just shut it down early.
I'm over 500 fucking pounds, bro.
Oh, God.
Genuinely.
I lost the video I was going to show. I don't know what to do now.
She would have her head buried in her phone playing a stupid Farmville type game instead of looking out the damn window to find her cat. That's a fucking lie, because up and down those streets I would yell Rarity. You're a fucking liar. Oh, you left the fuck.
Is this it?
I don't even want.
This is
Let's
it. I
get into
found it.
it.
I only slept.
I
an
found
hour.
it. I found the video. All right. I found the video.
You literally look like a 75-year-old.
Here we go.
A moon landing didn't happen.
Oh, sorry, I'm hurt.
Sorry that took so long.
Run, folks.
She probably looked like melting ice cream or a melted candle.
Oh, that was
My
frustrating.
girlfriend behind my back was calling me Porcahontas. That's when suing will entice.
Hey girls, how you doing? The Amberverse is finally getting exciting again. For those of you who are not aware, Amberlynn went
Welcome
live,
in to everybody I
and
missed,
it
by the
was
way.
most
That was a
unhinged
very frustrating moment.
rage live stream ever. She admitted
I told y'all it was not going to be a fun one tonight. I've been having technical difficulties. I lost the video. Hopefully it doesn't completely die by the end of the night.
that she has been in a relationship with the feeder all this time. She made several
Found it.
allegations about Tommy being
Welcome in,
both
Talia.
emotionally and physically abusive towards her. Amberlynn went live again to do a Get Ready With Me, and it was all about Tommy's situation. We got some more information, so let's get into it.
I only slept an hour. You literally look like a 75-year-old escaped mental patient. Going live is my job, so
Oh,
I'm gonna
thank
do
you. Here
that.
you are.
What are we getting ready for? I'm gonna hang out with my mom. My mom's gonna obviously be sad for me, but she's gonna be relieved. I was in a toxic cycle. Why did you say the Tumblr had the worst things imaginable when it was just bigger women, fat phobic of you? I guess I can go into detail as much as I don't want to. Um,
It sounds like it's sped up a little bit. Let me slow it down just a little.
it was naked women that were bigger than me, and the first photo I saw, which the one that is
I hate it when
engraved
they
in my
speed it up.
mind, I don't even want to say it. I'm not going to be forced actually into saying things I don't want to say, mainly because it's embarrassing for me and I do have a little bit of not only dignity, but I also like
I have
in
no
some
clue what
weird
to
fucked
make
up
it.
way, I still love Tommy and it fucking sucks.
This whole situation is very interesting because
Bitch. No, because like I even said in my live stream, I crash out bad. Like I said, I go up octaves. I get loud. I cry
She
a
calls
lot.
everybody
I would
fat
admit to
phobic.
things that I didn't even
Amber calls everybody fat phobic, but she's such a liar and she is so quick to insult other people.
do just for peace because I became that like that insane. I felt insane. Like I genuinely felt insane so many times.
She always
every
was
day
insulting Beck.
she is adding new shit to her story. Now, Amberlyn will
That is
admit to
insane, Nutty.
stuff
Thank you
she
for.
hasn't
You know
done,
what?
and she is
I didn't even realize it until you put it in that term, in terms like that. But that is such a great point. That is just insane. And then she's also going to complain that her girlfriend called her Porcahontas. What a dysfunctional relationship that was. Now, the more I'm thinking about it, because I really haven't had enough time to stay up to date on all this, like you folks have been kind enough to point out. This is just an insane relationship here because her girlfriend apparently wants her to be bigger, but shames her for being big. How does that work?
Thank you, Donna. Like you're literally my best friend. I'm just saying that that is how my body reacted
All right, now the speed has been changed yet again.
to what felt to me like emotional abuse. Like my reaction to like the way that she would treat me, or my reaction to the lies, my reaction to the betrayal, my reaction to the secrets, my reaction to the emotional abuse, etc., can absolutely be seen as abuse. 100%. And
So
I
her reaction to the what's was abuse?
to the lies, my reaction to like the way that she would treat me, or my reaction to the lies, my reaction to the betrayal, my reaction to the secrets, my reaction to the emotional abuse, etc., can absolutely be seen as abuse.
Okay, so this is a strong admission from Amber here. Is this really an admission, or is this more just trying to set us up to gaslight us about something else? But here she's saying, "Yeah, I was abusive toward Emily, even though she abused me first. I was abusive toward her." I mean, I guess it's if that's true, respect her for being able to admit it. But now, where do we go from here? Two wrongs don't make a right. You got to stop abusing each other. That's not a solution.
100%. And I am not going to sit here and deny those things. Like I am going to be 100% upfront. It would become unhinged when she would hurt me.
I think both of them.
And my apologies for the audio. This video was sped up, so I'm trying to slow it back down so it makes the audio sound really weird.
And I know she's gonna come out, do some interview, become besties with the reaction channels, twist everything. I know it's gonna happen, and I know it's gonna be believed because of my past. And I just have to like literally just accept that.
I have to like literally just accept that it's going to be believed because of my past. Well, you don't have to accept that. You could go out of your way to show people you're not like that. You could stop lying. You could start, keeping your word. You could stop going. I mean, for example, this whole thing with Tommy, where she lied for how many months and said they were broken up when they weren't. Of course, people aren't going to believe you because you're always lying. You're a constant liar. I mean, if you know somebody who's always lying to you, they're going to get all upset like, "Oh, why don't you believe me? It's not fair. I'm telling the truth this time." Well, you were always lying. That's why I don't believe you.
That's what's gonna happen. Oh, cozy mushrooms. We all know the answer to that. Did you not find it alarming that she was feeding you ice cream instead of fruit snacks within a few days of you moving in? No, because that was actually my idea. Because I was telling her, I was like, you need to try this. It's so good.
It sounds, I mean, forgive me if for saying this, but it almost sounds like they deserve each other. It sounds like these people are just really both. I mean, we know Amber's awful. It sounds like Emily's is right. Is pretty awful as well. It sounds like they're both just really nasty people. And maybe in a way, it's good that they're keeping each other away from somebody else.
You tell Mama Lynn Emily kicked you, yeah. And I remembered she's
Told her that she kicked you? Huh? What?
within a few days of me moving in. No, because that was actually my idea. Because I was telling her, I was like, you need to try this. It's so good. You tell Mama Lynn Emily kicked you, yeah. And I remembered.
You told Mama Lynn that Emily kicked you. Okay. Now that's the kind of stuff that's frustrating to hear, because if Emily really kicked her, that's a big deal. That's not something that you should be excusing. Now, if Emily didn't actually kick her, if Emily just kind of tapped her with her foot under the table or something, and I mean, did they mean like she like karate kicked her in the head? Like, what do you mean she kicked you? What do you mean by kick?
She's actually kicked me twice. I forgot about the second time. I'm
Kicked
laying
you
in bed.
twice? Like, what do you mean? Okay, like what do you mean? Like karate kicked you in the head? Like, what kind of kick are we talking about here?
Sleep, and my brain is like this, like insane. I was sitting on the couch one time. Again,
We ain't
during
scared
one of our
over here.
arguments, and she wanted me to leave. She
Preemptive,
wanted me to
right?
stop crying, and she was like laying on the couch, and I was like sitting like on the end of it. She literally kicked me off the couch, and I landed on the floor, and I had to I had to have her help me get up. But I'm telling you, in that moment, like,
Hold on a second. She kicked you and knocked you on the floor, and you had to have her help you get up. I mean, is there any time you haven't needed somebody to help you get off the floor? What does that have to do with her kicking you? You always need somebody to help you get off the floor. I mean, that's nothing new. She kicked you onto the floor. You're pretty heavy, Amber. If somebody kicked you with enough force to knock your 500-pound body onto the floor, I mean, that'd be a pretty intense kick. All I can say about that. This isn't quite adding up.
oh, I saw her smirk. You guys, I saw her smirk at me crying at the fact that I needed help up. I will never forget that moment. You guys, when she smirked, my soul left my body.
Her soul left her body.
So that's how she finally lost a couple pounds. Her soul left her body, and that's how she finally got under 500 for the first time in Exactly. And how is it possible to kick a 550-pound woman off a sofa? Exactly what I'm saying. 500 plus pounds, that's a lot of weight to kick. I mean, I don't know if anybody here has ever done karate or taekwondo, but if you ever kicked a heavy bag, that weighs a lot less than 550 pounds. Good luck moving that very far.
Back and stayed for another 7 months.
All right, and the audio keeps screwing up because this video is it was slowed down, so the audio is all out of
Sofa.
sync.
I can't lie, girl.
Like literally on the edge. People who like believed Beck, believed Destiny, people who believed them like so quickly, like are automatically like turning an eye to what Tommy has done to me.
How does that not?
People who believed your exes are automatically turning an eye. First of all, I don't think you're using the phrase correctly. Turning an eye to no, it's not how that works. But I think she's making a fair point, but it's just not true. Yeah, people are going to be more likely to believe your Emily because they tend to believe your exes because you're usually lying. Does that mean that Emily's being honest here? No, but she could be honest. But either way, Amber, you lie so much nobody believes you.
Called us all liars and cruel for calling her what she was. We all tried to tell you, and we all knew you were miserable, and you called us all crazy. Yeah, that sounds about right. I'm sorry for that, Nixie, and thank you for the super chat. Right, genuinely.
She's an unmedicated, unregulated BPD. She's unregulated, unmedicated, unregulated. That's the other thing she keeps claiming.
Stuck. I was stuck. I was stuck.
Oh, is she like a caretaker?
Blackmailing.
That's disturbing to think.
Favorite person. Always wishing for hope. Not having self-respect. Desperation. She was my best friend. Accepting the love you think you can't deserve or think you deserve. The list can genuinely go on and on.
It sounds so toxic. And somebody pointed out earlier, Emily's objectively the of Amber's partners, probably the best looking one she's had, at least that we know of. So I think that's part of why she's so sprung on Emily, because Emily looks okay, and Emily, is that, like someone else said, is kind of a masculine energy about her, and Amber really likes that, is attracted to that. So there's a lot of things about Emily that Amber likes, but it seems like Emily's a kind of a twisted person in some ways.
How was she blackmailed? I don't understand.
To talk about the Pocahontas nickname again.
Talk about the Pocahontas nickname. Well, I mean, it's a really funny nickname. I think it's hilarious. Is it rude? A little bit, but it's not like so rude that like I have a problem with it. Like I don't think it's offensive or anything. I think it's funny.
It was just something that she was making fun of me about on a Reddit. And then there was another thing that she replied saying, someone was like, what season of this? And she responded saying, keeping up with the Kardashians. Thank you so much.
Keeping up with the Kardashians. We got Chris Kardashian in the chat.
And I fucking agree with that. I do not get treated the same as anybody. People treat me as if I'm a murderer. People treat
you like you're a sideshow, but you kind of are.
me as if I have literally murdered a whole family.
So I literally murdered a whole. No, people do not treat you as if you literally. No, Amber, they really don't. They really don't. Do some people take it a little too far, and maybe get a little, have a bug in their butt about Amber? Maybe a few people do, but I don't think anyone literally treats you like you literally murdered a whole literal family. I gotta put some AC on here. I'll be right back. I'm listening though.
I genuinely don't get it, and I never will.
RAPE, rain and petals eavesdrop. I used the wrong word. Rain and petals eavesdrop. I used the wrong word. Rain and petals eavesdrop. I used the wrong word. My mental hygiene has been rotten and stirred.
She never denied her fetish, though. You did. Why? So the whole thing about lying, like in the beginning about her not being a feeder and this and that, it's because she told me to.
Well, that makes it totally different, Amber. Emily told you to lie about her. So that makes it okay, because your audience, who you've known for years and years and years, you have no obligation to be honest with them, right? She has no obligation to the people who literally, she loves that word literally, she has no obligation to the people who literally pay her bills. Instead, she's going to lie to them, gaslight them for somebody who at the time she barely even knew. She's going to completely gaslight her. Well, she always gaslights her audience, to be fair. So I guess it's really, they kind of signed up for that.
Told me to. She did not want people knowing that. So I lied for her.
Snagajoea.
I would constantly tell her on the phone, I would never be
with
a feeder. Like, that's crazy. I would never do that. Da, da, da. Like, I want to be healthy. Da, 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 da. And she would always be like, yeah, totally. So I was in Wisconsin.
Cleopatra.
It was during the night of the big betrayal. Like when I found everything. I saw that she was on Phoebe. And that was the site with all the bigger
what?
Women. Or
there's an actual site. There's an actual site called Phoebe. Are you serious? That sounds like a recipe for disaster. No pun intended. How could that lead to any, like, okay, on one hand, I like the idea that there's places for people of different sizes and shapes to meet people. I think that's good. I don't think that everybody should be forced to use the same same site if not everybody's gonna have it meet their needs, right? But people should, having a site dedicated to feederism is just not a good thing. Feederism is not like a healthy subculture. It's not like people just living their life. It's very destructive. Phoebe? They're feeble? The feeties? They're feeble feeties, whatever. Feedy is better. I don't care. It's feedy as far as I'm concerned. It's feeble.
And my jaw was on the floor. Like, why would you have to be on there? Like, genuinely, like, why? Like, that doesn't even make sense to me. And she
doesn't even make sense to me. Why'd you have to be on there? Amber, did it ever occur to you that, well, actually, I was going to say, Amber's so big that she can't really do, she doesn't have any energy to do very much. But then again, the other people on this feedy site can't be much better as far as their mobility and their energy levels.
Would come up with like all these excuses as to why she was on there. And it just didn't make sense to me.
And you found out that she was a feeder and still stayed for another 7 months. Also, she admitted in the previous live.
Hey, I play it up a little bit for the character, to be fair, but I do kind of intentionally keep myself ignorant a little bit. Like I know that some of this stuff exists, but I don't want to know any more.
Live. She didn't care Tommy was a feeder as long as she loved her.
But I ended up going to the little message part, and I saw that literally while we were in a relationship, like a month after we started dating, she messaged some girl saying that she was sexy. So that was fun. But she messaged this maskless
A month after they were dating, messaged a girl, said they were sexy. Okay, Amber. A month after you started dating, how serious was this dating? I mean, it's one thing to start dating a little bit, but that doesn't mean that you're like super exclusive. I mean, I don't know the exact circumstances of their relationship, but simply telling somebody they look sexy is not like, I don't know. I don't think that's that big of a deal.
lesbian and said, "Oh, I know how rare it is to be a masked lesbian that's a feeder because so am I." And that is
That's not even like hitting on somebody. That's just like that's not even that's just making an observation. That is not even how is that even inappropriate?
when I found out the truth while in Wisconsin.
Oh,
So-
that she was a feeder. Okay, that's what it was. Because she finally admitted she was a feeder. Now I understand why that was a big deal. Took me a second to realize why that was significant.
That's how long like it took me to find out the truth. I'm on live stream right now.
It's not so bad.
I'm on live stream right now. I don't think they can hear you though. My mom said hi.
Yes, she is.
You're not updated on anything, are you? I've been trying not to bother you.
And I think that ALR is okay with being somebody's fetish because at her size, she knows that it's hard to find somebody who's gonna not fetishize her. Like I don't like most like I think that most people who are into somebody when they're that big are usually fetishists. I mean, not always, but a lot of times they are. And for better or for worse, that just is what it is.
Oh, you are. I finally told the truth about a lot of stuff. About Emily. Yeah. So you watch that? It's hard, huh? I wasn't gonna have a heart attack, Mom. I was having anxiety and I was freaking out because it's like I finally spoke up.
Thank you, Nutty. Very good observation.
My mom just said, I hope you're done with her for good, right? Well, yeah, now that everything's out in the open, she's never gonna forgive me and I
I
can't
hope you're done with her for good. It didn't this was recorded I think 4 or 5 days ago. Since then, she's already tried to get back with her.
be with her, even though I would constantly forgive her over and over repeatedly.
I am sure her mom and all of us were
Let me put on the bumper for a second here. You know, her mom apparently is glad they're breaking up. This is one of those things. It may be a bad relationship, but Amber doesn't seem to understand like what a good, healthy relationship is. All of her relationships, either Amber ends up being like the nasty, abusive one, or now she's trying to claim that that Emily was abusive to her. Like it's just I haven't followed Amber long enough to say this for certain, but has she ever had any like healthy relationships? Like not that I'm aware of.
Like I fully get that.
you are telling your truth.
I know how much he loved Colleen and still does. Like I fully get that. During
I got that
arguments,
from
she
one
would
of the
literally
new
tell me,
ones.
You're never gonna be Colleen. Like just saying how much better Colleen was. Like I had to literally compare myself and I was in competition with Colleen every single day of my life.
Oh, is Colleen her
Every single day
ex?
of my life. Every single day that I was with her, in a relationship with her. And it
Yes.
was hard. Like
Like
the day
with
that she posted on
like
her
with
Insta,
Foodie,
the
like with Foodie and Natter. A lot of people Foodie's Beezers because back then, Foodie had Beezers. I know a lot of you know this because I know some of you were around back then. Foodie had Beezers who were actually like cared about her, who were actually like were decent people. Years and years ago, Foodie had some decent Beezers. And they kind of said to her, "Hey, this Natter guy seems a little bit shady," and some of them didn't support her decision, and she just went off on them and blocked them and got angry at them, and a lot of them left, and they were right. And I feel like Amber tried to gaslight her audience because they were right about Emily.
night before we had a huge argument. So to me, it felt like she was doing it to hurt me. And that's really fucking sad.
Yes.
And this is why I think Tommy is trash as well. We all thought they were broken up when
Yeah, so all this fake, they both pretended to be broken up, which was totally fake. It was not true. Tommy posted stuff about her dead ex, apparently, which is very, because it was not posted like it was posted allegedly to make Amber jealous. Very, very weird, very
So
awkward.
frustrating. God, I've changed so much and for the better. So every time
And apologies for the audio sounding funky. The video was sped up, so I slowed it back down to hear it properly, and it distorts the audio a little.
and like a selfie of my face where I genuinely thought I looked so beautiful, like she wouldn't say anything. She wouldn't say anything.
I love that. A selfie where I thought I looked so beautiful and she wouldn't say anything. Well, maybe you weren't that beautiful in that picture. I mean, maybe you just, I mean, sometimes you get it wrong. Like there's been times I thought I looked good and I was wrong.
Think about it. Wouldn't save it, wouldn't nothing. But then when I would send like a photo of my body, she would save it and be like, damn, you're sexy as fuck.
Wow. Emily is an odd cookie. When Amber would send her a picture of her face, she would ignore it. When she would send her a picture of her body, she would say, damn, you're sexy as F. Wow. What a healthy, loving relationship there. You know, just put a bag on your head, Amber. You know what I'm interested in. Oh, good God.
It's just like, I want to feel like beautiful too, you know? Like,
I want to
I
feel
want you to
beautiful
think my
too.
face is
I want my face, you feel my face is beautiful too. This is the craziest thing I've heard. A 550-pound woman is upset that her girlfriend finds her body to be her sexiest feature. I'm upset that she finds my body to be really sexy, but she doesn't think I'm pretty. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm sorry that you feel that way, Amber, but do you really have like a lot of alternatives as far as, I'm not saying she should stick with a bad relationship, not saying that, but I am saying that it just feels a little bit choosy to be so upset about such a small detail. The other things about Tommy sound pretty terrible, but that detail does not seem like a big deal.
beautiful. Like, I also want you to like my heart.
How are you?
I want you to like your heart. You don't have a heart. You're heartless. You can't like something that's not there.
Thinking about this when you are with someone who is with you because you are a
Yes. Mad because they fetishize you, Amber, but you're only with them because they are fetishists. They weren't a fetishist, they wouldn't be with you.
you send.
Girl, everything that happened to someone new. And let me guess, you're also a Beck stan? You
Yeah,
also
okay,
believed
thank you.
everything Beck said.
Colleen.
Did you ever say that to Beck?
Thank you, Capricorn.
Everything that happened on them was on them?
Okay, I knew
Bullshit, you're
I
just
knew
a
about
weird
the ex, but I
babe,
didn't
and
realize that was the same
$25.
person.
I don't know why she thinks it's smart to mention Beck. They literally wiped your ass when you couldn't.
Beck always getting brought back up into Amber's messages. That's another complicated relationship they had. At least Beck seems to be doing better now, right?
Thanks for the super chat, asshole. I love taking my anger out on haters. It's actually really cathartic.
Too
Thank
skinny,
you,
right?
Sasha.
Like a little
This
meat on the
makes your
bones.
hard-earned money. I might buy a Snickers with that.
Good God.
Did you and Tommy text after your last live? No.
800.
So the last text I sent, I was saying like, just leave me alone.
Oh, and the other day I was joking about how Glitter and Lasers is an Olympic athlete, 600-pound Olympic athlete. Andre the Giant weighed 530 pounds officially. That was his official weight, was 530 pounds. Andre the Giant. That's what a 500-pound athlete looks like. Just saying, Glitter. You don't look like Andre the Giant to me.
And I thought it was just going to be the same cycle, so I ended up Snapchatting her. I was sending her Snapchats of Romeo. Then I sent her a picture of my body because, you know, that's just how it goes around here. That's when I found out that while we're exchanging snaps, she's over there talking to fucking Snowflake.
800 pounds is
She's like, what
insane.
kind of planet am I living on?
That's
Can you call me? Please call me. Emily,
people don't
this is
survive
extremely
that.
important. I won't talk about it in text. Call me. Emily, hello? So I wanted the same last night. As pathetic as that is, I was willing
It's
to hear
a
her
crazy
out.
relationship,
I don't know
very
what it
dysfunctional.
was. After I sent the last hello with a million question marks, I realized in that moment.
I'm with you on that. Here you are. I think this whole relationship is so dysfunctional. This reminds me. Some people on QE Farm said it reminds them of Foodie and Natter, and it really does. Where they're both just very dysfunctional, messed up people who bring each other down. And I don't like to see people suffer, so I'm not going to like gloat over any of this. Yet, Amber and Tommy kind of deserve each other. Amber and Emily here kind of belong together because they're both so awful.
I'm actually not going to do this cycle anymore. I'm done. I'm about to go live.
She
Yeah.
was done because Tommy didn't respond. And the fact that she went this crazy means that there has to be some truth to whatever Tommy was going to expose.
Hard to believe because you lie so often. I don't lie so often. Thank you for the super chat.
I don't lie so often. Oh my God, you lie all the time, Amber. You are you're actually like a better liar than Foodie as far as like lying. Like you're slicker than her.
It's literally the community who's making you believe that, because literally I'll be sitting here, I'll film a video, whatever it may
It's
be.
literally the community, because literally I'll be sitting here. The more she says literally, the more she sounds like she's lying.
I'll literally be telling the honest to God truth,
Literally be telling honest to God
and
truth.
no one will believe it. The whole thing is,
Literally.
like, everything is gonna happen how it's supposed to happen, and the people who like downright just don't believe me are just people who like actually just choose to be assholes at this point. Like,
The
'cause I
ones
just
that
don't
run
care
away, the
anymore.
ones that stay.
What happened with the towel rack? It was just a towel rack that always broke, and she told me that it always broke. She said that it was just easy brokeable. Nothing happened with the towel rack. If there was something, I'd give it to you. Yeah, I've always been afraid of Emily. That's the point. That's
Been
the fucking
afraid of
point
Emily?
that I've been
Seriously?
trying to make this whole time.
You're afraid of Emily? What are you afraid of though? Like, cause she kicked you and knocked. I mean, if, to be fair, if Emily could knock 550 pounds off of a couch with a single kick, I'd be afraid of her too. That's pretty powerful attacks she's got. She's like Chun-Li.
The whole narrative of being afraid of Tommy is weak, because if she has videos and text messages of you being unhinged, then you should have the same shit on her that you could use to protect yourself. The whole relationship was long distance. So
Good point. It was a mostly long distance relationship. They only met up like for what, a couple weeks they spent together when Amber's kitten ran away. Oh, and Tommy or Emily, I would keep mixing, use both names interchangeably. They apparently said that they believe that ALR was negligent with the cat, and that's how it got away. That she just left the door open.
the fact that you were this worried about what could come out is very telling, Gorl.
It wasn't a full 24 hours. So we were awake 5 a.m. and that's when that whole thing went down. And then
Agreed.
when I said the next day, it's because I went to sleep, I would say probably
Agreed. Sending nasty pics, you got to be careful. You got to be careful, and if you do send them, at least get some good lighting, make them look good.
around 6 a.m. I woke up at 9 a.m. I literally only got like 3
I'm
hours
proud
that
of 'em.
day. And that's my version of it's the next day because I finally woke up. So use pee pads.
Oh, wow. I'm sorry to hear
actually
that.
recently started using pee pads.
Beck, you say has cancer? That's awful. Hopefully that can be treated.
For when I'm sleeping.
Prayers. Yeah.
I have an elderly dog. Like I have an elderly dog who sometimes, very rare, goes potty in the middle of the night. Does she have cameras inside her house?
I love that. I don't
Yeah.
lie that. I haven't lied, or when somebody says to you, I haven't lied in a long time, or I'm being honest this time. Anybody who says that is pretty shady.
Sometimes like she would want to film like her ex-boyfriend when he would come over. Like she would have cameras in like the most weirdest places. So filming someone without their knowledge, having footage for threats is level 10 abuse. I have been threatened.
That's something that's so creepy to me too. Here you are. I hate that trend of recording people like when they're in like bad moments to try to use it against them. I think that's so shady and so shameful. I think it says more about the people recording, because it's like, what does that say about you that you're in this moment of this person is so agitated, and instead of trying to comfort them, instead of trying to talk with them, instead of trying to help them, you record them. Now, if they're being like if they're doing this stuff just to cause trouble and you record them as evidence because you need that evidence, that's one thing. But if you're just going to release it just to embarrass them, that's shameful.
With camera footage, I want to say for about 8 months now. Genuinely. I have been threatened so much. You guys wouldn't even believe it.
It's her house, and she could have cameras if she wants. And Amberlynn was well aware that there were cameras there.
Yeah, he does really go on camera a lot. Like I can understand, like it's like I probably should go on camera a little bit. I think it's good to go on camera a little, but I think like you go on camera a little too much.
Also, if Amberlynn is accusing Tommy of these things and she has the videos to defend herself, how is that blackmail?
Like my animals they're so much
Like
my
Natter
everything
and
that for
Foodie.
years now, I pay for them to be considered emotionally support pets because they're my like actual everything. And if there's ever a situation where I can't be without them, like it makes me want to literally just not like I sometimes literally genuinely am only
The more she says literally, the more my lie alert goes off. I don't know how accurate that is, but I feel like I should do a chart. Like the number of times Amber says literally coordinated with how many lies she tells.
alive for them. Yeah, my BPD is absolutely untreated. You can be working on it and it's still untreated. And as sad as this is, like in the
Hold on, what is that? You could be working on it, but it's still untreated? Huh? So what is treatment then, Amber? If you're working on it, it's untreated? So just huh?
climax of it all, I thought she was staying because of my body. And she was
I thought you would stay because of my body. Well, hey, if she likes your body, take advantage of that.
in the climax of it all, I thought she was staying because of my body. And she was afraid to be alone. I am flexible, which is really weird. Pretty much becoming this big, making yourself as small as an ant. Oh, bug love, I'm a fawner. Bad. Bad. I did a lot of fawning with Erica too at one point. No, Tegan, never. And if she says I did, fucking lying. I never.
Hold on. So they were kicking each other? Was it like a Taekwondo tournament? Like you scored 2 points for a kick to the head, 1 point for a kick to the midsection or the legs, 3 points for a spinning. Like why they were both kicking each other? Was it like did they have like a referee? Like what was this? What was going on exactly?
Never did. I have to wake up soon. Oh, you guys have no idea. Tighten up, you saw my leg? It's kind of crazy for me to process in my brain that like we will never speak again.
Now,
We'll
girls,
never speak again.
the chat that
Okay, now Tommy and Snowflake, apparently they had a chat by text, and this is going to be some highlights.
Honestly, I was content.
I'm going to put the speed back up because otherwise it'll go too slow. Hopefully this will fix the audio distortion a little.
Staying silent for a long time, but I'm tired of watching her dodge any real accountability. She creates her own reality and then expects
This is, by the way, this is Emily's words being read by Snowflake.
everyone to play along. The sad part is most people do because they're either scared of her or don't want to deal with the drama. But I hit a point where I just couldn't sit back and watch her keep rewriting the truth.
So Tommy is lying right here because Amber Lynn wasn't talking about Tommy at all. So I am guessing that they had a fight
Interesting.
and she wanted to go online because she was pissed. Just like how she was doing for 7 months, all while we thought they weren't talking.
And remember, during that period of time, there was a lot of times where people said that they thought they were still talking because Tommy would post these like passive-aggressive little messages.
Just like how Amber Lynn has patterns, Tommy has them as well. And hers is going online to discuss Amber Lynn.
I told her upfront that I was grieving Colleen, and still will be. She said she understood, respected that. She said it wouldn't be an issue at all. That was super important to me for her to be accepting of it.
Then why are you going into another relationship? If you are not over your ex, you shouldn't be entertaining anyone.
And I
Great
said,
point.
was it still nice when she came to stay with you? How long was she meant to stay for? There were a few little red flags early on, like how Amber would get upset if I didn't FaceTime her for hours every single
For
day.
hours every single day? That's crazy. What if she has like to work? What if she has family? What if she has like she wanted just to watch feeder porn or something? Like she's busy. She's got a lot going on. What if she has to kick people?
Or if I was busy at work and didn't have time to message her. She was originally only supposed to stay for a week or two, tops. It wasn't going to be some extended thing. We were planning on probably around 2 weeks.
People travel with their motherfucking pets. Point.
Everybody told you not to bring your pet, Amber. Everybody said that it was an accident waiting to happen.
Like, period. Like, my
Like,
pets
literally.
are everything to me. I'm not going to be somewhere for 3 months and leave my pets without me.
So this girl took her elderly pets to another state just so she could stay for 2 weeks? They would have been fine at her mom's house.
She really
100.
didn't like that I had a life outside of her. I mean, I work 12-hour shifts. I have a family, friends, pets, a house to take care of. I have responsibilities, but anything that wasn't about her felt like an inconvenience to her. Get
This isn't really like a lot of hot tea. Like Emily's not really revealing much we didn't already know here.
home from a 12-hour shift, completely exhausted from a stressful job, and she'd get upset if I wanted to go straight to bed. She'd say things like, "Oh, you're not going to hang out with me," or ask me to take her to the casino or go shopping. And if I said no, she'd get upset and compare it to her working on vlogs all day. She would always accuse me of not loving her and say how terrible
This is some really manipulative crap. Say you don't love her? Well, I could believe that there was some manipulation on both ends, and I could see Emily being somebody who might give mixed signals. But Amber seems like somebody who demands a lot of attention, demands a lot of praise, just a very demanding partner. I couldn't see myself being with somebody like that, with that kind of demanding personality. You got to talk to them hours every day. That's incredibly needy.
Of a girlfriend I was. She wanted me to call out of work anytime she was having a crisis.
Oh, wow.
I absolutely believe this part.
I totally
Amber
believe
Lynn-
that too. I totally believe this part too. Amber strikes me as very emotionally needy, and this is the pattern of emotional neediness. I've seen this in other people, not just Amber. Like other people who are very extremely needy act like that. I've had friends who had girlfriends like that.
Only cares about herself, and I am sure she wanted everything to be on her time. It's a pattern of behavior, and she has been doing this with every girlfriend she has ever had.
We'd get into arguments and she just wouldn't let anything go. She would gaslight, deflect, just typical narcissistic behavior. It got to the point where I started going into the other room just to sleep because she wouldn't stop arguing with me when I was trying to rest before a shift. She came into the room and stood over the bed. She told me that if I wasn't going to finish the conversation, which was basically her going on and on about how I didn't love her and all.
This is really just nasty work. It sounds like they just are incompatible. It sounds like two people who have a physical chemistry, but they don't have any emotional compatibility. That's what I'm hearing. And I've seen that. I've experienced that. Sometimes you just, somebody, you're really attracted to them for whatever reason, either because like Emily's case, you're a fetishist, or maybe just because you like somebody for whatever reason, they're hot. You can't get your hands off them. That happens sometimes, right? But you got to be emotionally compatible too.
This other crap. Then said, fine, if I can't have peace from being able to have this conversation, then you aren't going to either. She would then stand next to the bed I was sleeping in and intentionally keep me up all night. I felt like this happened every time she knew I was going to work.
Shit like this is just as abusive as calling people names. But of course, it's just the BPD making her do all of these things. And she was provoked to be crazy.
Weird.
Anytime she'd have one of her tantrums, she wouldn't take any
Apparently they are.
And say it's because she has BPD. And she'd be like, I'm not trying to...
I love it. I love it. Right? Like washing your hair. That's like a whole weekend. Doing your laptop, that's another day. Amber, the choice of unlimited food or unlimited love, she would choose the food. Well, food is love, right? Ooh, good question. Here you are. I know, but it's not a fair question because I know a lot more about Amber than I do Tommy. But just on the surface, it sounds like Amber's probably the. I mean, I'm never gonna give Amber the benefit of the doubt. Just not going to. I heard that too. That's questionable. I mean, as a reactor, there's no like official rules of how you have to behave. There's no like official ethical standard. So I'm not going to criticize the guy. I mean, I don't think that was a good choice, but it's his decision to make. I'm just going to leave it at that.
I feel when she would literally scream at me about something, like taking 4 minutes longer than I said I would.
Here is one thing though, girls. Tommy doesn't mention anything about her being on feeder websites and talking to other women, so she is not telling the whole truth about these situations. Do I believe that Amber Lynn was throwing tantrums because Tommy was talking too long? Absolutely. Do I believe that Tommy was looking at feeder shit? Also yes.
But here's something the kind of thing I have to think for a second. If Amber knew that Tommy was into like this feederism and was very, I'm trying to think of the right word for it. Maybe sexually active is the wrong word, but she was very sexually open about this feederism and that she really enjoyed it, turned her on. She was very into it. Amber like kind of had to accept that going into it. Like that's just who Tommy is. Tommy's not like a one-woman woman, it seems like. She seems to be she wants all the big girls. She doesn't want just Amber. And Amber feels frustrated. Amber wants to control Tommy. And if Tommy can have other girlfriends and look at other women, Amber doesn't have that monopoly of physical affection that she wants to have over somebody. Amber wants to be able to withhold physical affection from her partner to make them needy. If Tommy can just go elsewhere, Amber doesn't have that method of control. And I think that bothers her. Do you folks like that theory? I'm kind of maybe going out on a limb with that one.
She made a lot of false promises of getting into therapy. She told me in so many different occasions that she was signed up and she never went. That was one of her manipulative tactics in staying longer when it was getting to the point where I was asking her to leave. She thought she would get a therapist here. I'd let her stay so she could...
Saying that she'd get therapy to get her to stay, that is such a weak thing to do. I really don't like that. It's very manipulative. And getting a therapist doesn't mean anything. It's about, doing the work and, working through it. Just getting a therapist, they might not even be any good, right? And agreeing to go if you don't actually go, it's very manipulative. I don't like that.
Do the therapy. I cleaned up after her and took care of the pets. She won't ever let Twinkie or the dogs out during the day when she was home. So I'll come home from work. Oh yeah, I have to clean up Twinkie's pee off my brand new
Welcome
floor.
in, Not Nar. That's a very interesting statement here. This is the fetish, the abuse on both ends, what the relationship is founded on. They both live for this. It feels like that, doesn't it? I'm seeing just a lot of dysfunction here.
It literally ruined the flooring because the pee would sit there until I got home from work to clean it.
We all know Amber Lynn is not doing a
a
single
good
physical
theory.
work, and she thinks that by paying for things, it makes it
It
okay.
was slowly escalated each time. It started with just her shouting at me, escalating to her slamming doors and punching walls. Anytime I tried to leave the room, she would block doorways. She was also really jealous. Anytime I talked about Colleen, I wasn't allowed to share memories or say anything.
Hold on a second. She would block the doorways. Well, hold on a second. How did she know that Amber wasn't just tired? Couldn't move. She got up to walk out of the hallway and then just halfway out, she needed to take a break. Right? She could block a hallway without, unintentionally. That's not necessarily an active move on Amber's part. Could just be just how she moves. Not allowed to talk about her dead ex, her ex who passed. Let me say that a little more delicately. That's an awkward one. I don't like that. I can understand why maybe Amber felt a little bit awkward about it, but Tommy has every right to mourn her, unless she was, being rude or using her memory to somehow denigrate Amber. I don't see anything wrong with that.
About it really anymore, or she would end up getting really upset and pissed off at me for the rest of the day. The worst of the tantrums was actually the night before Rarity went missing. She saw me scrolling through my phone and there was women on my Instagram feed. She flipped out and said I was micro-cheating.
See, Gorls, Tommy is minimizing things just like Amber Lynn. Because Amber Lynn said
Like one of her Swiss cake rolls.
that she found out that Tommy was on feeder websites talking to women, while Tommy is saying she was just scrolling through IG.
Well, you could be on both, right? Scrolling through IG, depends who you follow. If you follow only sexy accounts on IG, technically you are only scrolling IG, right? There's scrolling IG and there's scrolling IG, if you get what I mean. You could be on IG like I am and just, talk to a few people here and there. You could be on IG looking at some nasty stuff if that's what you're really into.
Which one do you believe?
That was the first time she got physical with me. I was going to leave the room. She then grabbed my arm and dug her nails into my arm. To the point
That's
of
the
drawing
missing
blood. I tried pushing past
5
her to
minutes,
get
right?
through the doorway, and she pushed back into me and actually falling on top of me.
Hold on a second. Fell on top of her? Worst of the tantrums the night before Rarity went missing. Coincidentally, she saw me scrolling through my phone and there were women on the Instagram feed. Said I was micro-cheating. The only thing micro in that relationship. The argument escalated really fast. She got physical with her. Hold on. So Amber said that Tommy kicked her, and now she's saying that Amber threw things at her. Grabbed her arm and dug her nails with the arm to the point of drawing blood. It sounds like they're both trying to accuse each other of abuse. But did either of them really physically attack the other? It's not okay to assault each other even a little. But I'm just wondering who was really the physical aggressor here. Because they're both accusing each other of being the aggressor. Was either of them the aggressor? Is that a possibility that neither of them was the aggressor?
Actually falling on top of me.
This makes more sense than
Fell on top of her. That's a serious injury.
the stupid I tripped on the rug story that Amber Lynn tried to tell.
She says, at that point, I was livid. I told her to go back to Oklahoma, and then I was absolutely done. Whew, it just pissed her off more. She then grabbed a picture of me in Colleen and held it up and threatened to break it. At first, she...
That's nasty. Don't. This is some of this, I've got a feeling that some of this stuff may be exaggerated, but I've got a feeling that some of this is probably true. Like this story here about the digging into her arm and drawing blood, maybe that's exaggerated. But the part about with the picture, that feels authentic to me.
Denied that she did any of those things. And
that feels like something Amber would really do.
Imagining the gouges out of my arm. She apologized profusely when she knew that she couldn't gaslight me into believing it didn't happen.
Now, let's see the text messages between Amberlynn and Tommy after this fight and when she found out that Rarity was missing.
So am I leaving? Wait, I read that wrong. I also have moments where I snap at you. I haven't been able to find Rarity all day. I need help finding her, please. I've been calling her name and looking everywhere all day. Emily says, I'm afraid to come home.
If she really didn't, and she was only just like interested, I mean, that's kind of, I don't want to get too caught up in that, because that's very disturbing to think that the woman who's dead, she was only interested in her, and she's still like kind of fetishizing her even in her death. Yeah, I'd rather not think of that. But it could be true. I don't want to say one way or the other. Welcome in, Blue Hoodie. Hope you're having a good evening. We're just catching up on some ALR drama. We already caught up on Rosie. Foodie's just been a little too disturbing tonight. We decided to pass up on her tonight. Amber put the claw marks in her arm. Christy Claw with you know about claws, right? Yeah, and I agree with that, Tucker. If Amber really did fall on her, it's hard to believe she wouldn't have suffered at least some injury.
To be honest, Amber says, I didn't go to the back porch. I'm afraid I'm not going to cause you any stress. You can come home and go into the bedroom. I'll stay in the living room till you wake up for work. If you didn't hurt me on purpose, why would you regret it? Get real. I don't want you to touch me. Amber says,
You did hurt me on purpose. Why would you regret it? Get real. I regret anything I've done that has hurt you. I understand. Oh my God, Princess is out. Some upstairs in the bedroom. So hold on a second. This message here is basically Amber admitting to regret anything I've done that has hurt you. That is a cop-out way of saying that, yeah, I did hurt you physically. They're both seem very manipulative. Because neither one of them directly says anything. If you didn't hurt me on purpose, why would you regret it? I don't want you to touch me. I regret anything I've done that has hurt you. They both talk around the subject. Neither one of them clearly states.
Regret anything I've done that has hurt you? I understand. Princess is out. She just went up the stairs into the bedroom. I was so confused for a minute. Emily, can I ask you something? What? Can I have another
I think
chance?
so. Absolutely.
No. So you want me to pack my bags and leave? Yes. Check snap, please.
I don't remember which video it was, but I'm pretty sure I even said I didn't think they were really broken up when they claimed to have broken up. I know a few other people had said that as well. I wasn't the only person with that theory, but I'd stuck by that, where I did not believe they had actually broken up, because the reason that Amber gave was, oh, well, there was too much attention online, so we broke up. Well, logically, if there's too much attention online, why not just lie and say you broke up, right? Like, it just made more sense. It just made more sense for them to lie. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean I just got to go with what's more logical.
You've been abused before, and I was done to have stayed with her because look what it led to. And I'm...
Yes, want her to leave. Can I have another chance? No. I would never do that. I would never do that. This language is so evasive. I've been abused before. Notice how she doesn't say, you abused me. She says, I've been abused before. Everybody's language is so darn evasive. Nobody just comes out and says anything. Like, there's no declarative statements. Everything is a phrase, and it's kind of the word for it. Everything is contingent upon something else. Everything is contingent upon something else. A lot of passive language. This is not reading this reads like a conversation that people thought planned to leak. Like, let me rephrase that. This conversation reads like Emily expected somebody else to see it at some point. Like, she's writing it in a way that she can have deniability.
Says, I would never do that.
Amber Lynn is just sprinkling random shit to change the subject while Tommy's talking about the fight. She just casually mentions Rarity missing, and it doesn't sound urgent at all, and then mentions Tommy's cat for no reason.
Very
Why did
much
she
so,
need Tommy
Christy.
to look at the back porch?
I actually worked in PR for a little while, and I really, that's one of the things about it I just was not good with. I couldn't stand that kind of manipulative language.
And sending Snapchats while claiming she was freaking out about Rarity going missing is crazy as fuck.
Amber Lynn's one job was to call the shelter to make a report. But when they
Exactly.
called the shelter after they found a cat that was deceased. The shelter
Agreed,
told me
Jizzo. It feels
no
like that,
formal
doesn't it?
report was ever filed. Amber Lynn would go in the drives with me, but obviously didn't do the work.
Thank you, Monkey Mac, and welcome in. But that's exactly the vibe that I get. Like, they're both trying to make themselves look good. They're more concerned with how they come across in the message than they are in making their point.
Walking around part. I would get so pissed.
Wow, so she wasn't even looking for the cat when they were, quote, driving around for the cat, just played her games instead.
When we were driving, because she would have her head buried in her phone playing a stupid...
Now, this part I believe. I believe this. I do believe that Tommy or Emily, I keep confusing the names. She goes by both. I do believe that she would present things in the way to make her look better. But this reads believable. I mean, how many of us were saying that this is what we expected went on, that Amber never really tried to look for the cat?
Farmville type game, instead of looking out the damn window to find her cat. If it was a ploy to get her to be able to stay in Wisconsin longer, then I guess it definitely worked.
I think we all knew that.
If it was a ploy to stay in Wisconsin longer, it worked. Let's hear that again. If it was a ploy to get her to be able to stay in Wisconsin longer, which was where she was staying with Tommy when they stayed together for a few weeks, it definitely worked. Now, my question for Tommy is, now I'm sure maybe she explained this elsewhere, but if you've described pretty much all bad interactions, what could be inferred to be abuse from on both sides, after you had your physical encounter, after you had your 2 weeks spending time together. So what made you want to continue the relationship after this? If you weren't going to be physical anymore, and the only thing you liked Amber for was you liked her body. Okay, as weird as that sounds to me. All right, she liked her body. Well, they after they spent some time together physically, what else was there to be gained in that relationship? It just sounds like a lot of staying together for no reason.
If it was a ploy to get her to be able to stay in Wisconsin longer, then I guess it definitely worked.
I think we all knew that Amber Lynn was exaggerating. How much effort she put in looking for Rarity. Can't imagine her doing anything inconvenient for anyone.
She would cry sometimes, but she didn't cry like
Contrived,
she did
yes,
on camera
Louisa.
about her.
Very
she
good
couldn't
word.
keep up her normal behavior for too long before her true self came out again, and we started arguing all the time. I finally got to the point where I couldn't take it anymore and told her she's going back home. Drove 19 hours straight through and flew home the next day. It took that long because of all the stops.
You know, it's funny. I love pro wrestling. When I was younger, I grew up. I mean, when I was a teenager, I loved pro wrestling. Actually, I've gotten back into it a little bit as an adult. I like to watch some of the classic matches, but I loved that as a kid. And reality TV was always fun. So yeah, I definitely enjoy that kind of scripted content. I think that's why I enjoy this Gorlworld stuff, because it's like it's so similar to the pro wrestling. It really is, not Nar. That's a fantastic analogy.
She had to take. Oh god, yeah.
Tommy Gorl, you are.
Let me go back to see this here. So she drove her back herself because she got to the point where she couldn't take it anymore. So she drove Amber back 19 hours and flew home the next day. It took that long because of all the stops she had to take. It was the longest drive of my life, figuratively and literally. Literally, that's Amber's favorite word. Within the first hour of the drive, she was screaming at me so much that Twinkie freaked out and jumped under my feet on the driver's side floor. I was driving on the highway and I had to pull over because she won't come out. I don't even remember what she was mad at me about. I think it was a comment over me getting to choose the music on the radio since I was driving.
Took that long because of all the stops she had to take.
Amber sounds miserable.
Tommy Gorl, you are a feeder. You are dating a 550-pound woman. Why are you surprised that she has to take breaks?
Oh, God.
In the first hour of the drive, she was screaming at me so much that Twinkie freaked out and jumped under my feet on the driver's side floor. I was driving on the highway and I had to pull over because
I agree with you. Here you
won't
are.
come out. I don't even remember what she was mad at me about. I think it was a comment over me getting to choose the music. We had a lot of on again, off again stuff.
Thank you, Jamie. Thank you. This to me feels like the most dysfunctional relationship, because why would you go and expose Amber if you ever loved her at all? if you loved her for even a month of those 6 months, if you ever had any love for her, then don't expose her on the internet. Don't do that. Unless what if Amber may not like Mr. Snowflake, but Amber understands that any publicity is good publicity. So maybe she's looking at it like that.
Every time I tried to cut things off after things were getting bad again, she'd always have some sort of health scare.
Yeah!
To get me back in. How did you end it, and how did she take it? I had to end it from
Wrestling's fun.
for a multitude of reasons. She obviously didn't.
And yes, I know it's scripted. I know they know who's going to win ahead of time, but it's still fun to watch.
Well, there was a lot of threats made of trying to ruin my life if I said anything publicly of her online. She still tries to reach out to me. Sometimes she's civil, and sometimes she's absolutely unhinged.
I don't understand how she could ruin her life.
So why did they stay together? Like, if all they had was a physical relationship and they have to stay long distance, then what do they even have? If you're long distance and you don't get along as people, then why even be together at all? Like, just hook up and then split up, right? Like, I'm not encouraging people to hook up. But if you really don't like each other, but you're physically attracted to each other, then maybe that's what you should do. Just meet up, have your fun, and then split back up again. Because this relationship sounds pretty terrible for both of you.
Tommy could go offline and no one would care about her life after a week, but she stays online on Instagram, Reddit, talking about the relationship. So this is her own doing. And she is denying being in a relationship with her still, but she was messaging Amber Lynn when she first went live.
Yes, Tommy seems to enjoy this. Tommy seems to, for all of her talk about not wanting to be in the spotlight, part of her seems to enjoy being in the drama, being in the girl world, talking to Mr. Snowflake, making posts on social media that hint about her situation. She kind of wants her cake and wants to eat it too.
Telling her to stop before she even said anything.
She did do a lot of threatening anytime she felt like she didn't have control of the situation. I'm still worried she's going to totally lose it once she finds out I talked to you. I watched that Beck and Destiny collab. I was shocked at the similarities.
Good
It's
question.
the same MO, isn't it?
I think she loves the attention that she gets from her. I think that she loves being desired. But does she actually love Tommy? I don't think so. I think she loves that Tommy desires her. I think she just loves to be desired. I think that's what it is. No problem, Monkey Mac. We're winding it down pretty soon anyway. So, but hopefully, enjoy your prep.
Unless they're not giving all the details, I feel like she's gotten worse since then, not better. Maybe she was just rough on me because I didn't put up with her crap or fall for her manipulation.
The Destiny and Beck thing was 4 months ago. The whole Rarity thing was 8 months ago. And Tommy was still with Amber Lynn until 2 days ago. So what the fuck are you even talking?
Yes, just like, apologies, somebody in chat just basically said the exact same thing. So there you go, right there, Nutty. Just what I agree with that 100%. I think both of them in that case, they were in love with the idea. They were in love with being in love.
Talking about Coral. This could be easily proven by Amber Lynn if she showed them texting from this time until recently. That's it, girls. I can't wait to see how Amber Lynn responds to all.
All right, so I think we're going to wind it down with that, folks. We didn't get to do the foodie tonight, but you know what? I think that was for the best because foodie just got me angry. As much as I wanted to cover foodie, it just really got me angry, and I didn't want to just like lose my temper or anything. So I think that was for the best. All right, folks. Well, it's been an awesome evening. I've had a lot of fun. I think we finally caught up on ALR. We finally caught up on a little bit on Rosie. We're going to hopefully be able to get back to Glitter and Lasers, back to Rosie in the future. If you're interested in foodie, check out somebody else who's covering her right now. She just bothers me a little too much at the moment. I probably will cover her at some point again, but I need a little break from foodie. I could agree with that. Cheesecake Factory. Who doesn't love Cheesecake Factory? Good night. Good night, Capricorn. Good night, everybody. Well, we're going to find out, won't we? Yes, everybody, please be sure to like and subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, it really helps out the channel a lot. And thank you to all the commenters. Thank you to all the lurkers. You folks are all much appreciated. If you're watching the replay, be sure to leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Bye-bye. Here you are. Let's Good night, everybody. Thank you all for coming in. Hopefully you've all had a wonderful time, and I will see you all around during the week. Stay out of trouble and have some fun.